Hey guys, I'm back again. As you can see, one half of my face is sunny and the other half is not so sunny. And that's because I have the sunlight right here. For those you don't know where and who I am, my name is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, aka B Smooth. I'm a disabled veteran, 22 years military service, Army, Air Force. And as you can see, I'm holding my cup, my thermos, my $50 thermos. Why is $50? Well, if you buy one of these, you understand why. Because it will keep your coffee hot for 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. It'll keep your stuff cold for 8 hours. You see, I'm substituting English. Nothing compare to what I got here. Just like anything else. You want quality, you're going to pay for it. You want quality, not quantity made. You want quality that's made. But anyway, I'm talking about opportunities that pays off. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about opportunities that paid off. A lot of you noticed last year in September, I partnered with a group of people who looking at were part of a startup company. Now, anybody who's been in business understand what I'm talking about. If you ever started a business like myself, I opened up my own store. I had a startup of my own. My wife and I had a startup of our own. We started up our own gift shop, okay? Screen printing. We started up our own ministry, okay? We started our own bookstore, okay? And we started our own, which was accepted by the University of North Carolina, which is the licensing portion of it, our own university, our own college, to teach college students to become become theologians, to know scripture, history, to understand biblical knowledge, have knowledge of the Bible, to also not only have knowledge of the Bible, but the historic portion about it, and the people who were involved, and the impact that was made from Old Testament, New Testament, Greek, Hebrew, the whole 9 yards. How to defend. There was a lot. I provided a lot of training back in those days. But anyway, like all startup, they have their humble beginning. Especially anybody who understands startup business, you put in a certain amount. You need a certain amount for a budget to cover you for the year. And people put in for business loans, okay? And a lot of times you ain't going to get what you ask for. Some companies, some banking institution or loan institution may only give you a small, maybe 10% of what you ask for. Had I got the amount I asked for, I'd probably still be in business to this day. And then again, I may not go on active duty. But I'm here to tell you guys, startup, you just don't know how things are going to go. You may not get that contract that you thought you was going to get. Or that person who said, hey, I got your back, I'll get the customers, and that never did happen. Doesn't make it a failure. Doesn't make it bad. It just has some setbacks. That's all it is. And like any setback, what you do? You reorganize, and sometimes you had to change the name. Let me tell you a little story about me. I used to own my own store on Grove Avenue. Okay? But before I was Grove Avenue, I was at home, building my dreams while I was working in the prison. And the company that we created was Arnold's Enterprises. Arnold's Enterprise we were doing shirts, we were doing screen printing, photographs, we were doing photography, we were doing video photography, and it's nowhere near like it is today. Then we moved on, transitioned to our first store, and then after that, we changed the name from Arnold's Enterprises to Arnold's Creations. You understand? Every company changes in their names. And then from Arnold's Creations, we went to Arnold's, to Heavenly Touch Technology. And that's where I left it at, Heavenly Touch Technology. Because I was doing everything online. I was more expert on computers. I was an expert on digital marketing. I became an expert on through the military, through self-development, and through professional development of my own. And I was doing great. I do great on social media. I'm not famous or anything like that, but I did okay. Not enough to say you can quit your job and stop. But companies change name. My father worked there, was used to be called Hercules years ago, back in the 70s. And then later on, they changed, after he retired, they changed the name to Equinol. So I'm here to tell you, companies change names. Okay? Allied Signal became, I forgot what they called. They changed their names too. It was a Fortune 200 conglomerate. They changed their name. I just want to let y'all know, every company changed their name. Does it make it a scam? Because I think we got people become what do you call those things? Like some type of subject matter expert, but they're not an expert in anything. They never own a business. Hey, Chris, how you doing, bro? If you never own a business, you're not an expert. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be upfront with you. If you've never been in business or took a risk, you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to anything business-wise. You don't. You really don't. If you never put money up and hope for something that'll transition as a risk, an investment, and you never done that, you don't know what you're talking about, because you don't know what's a scam or what's not a scam. Scam is, they use the word scam so literally that it's had nothing to do with the structure of any company, whether it be Philip Morris, whether it be Allied Signal, whether it be Hercules, whether it be McDonald's, Hardee's, or Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac. It has nothing to do with that. What I understand what people telling me when it comes to scam, they don't understand the process of what is the company's all about. They don't understand business. And that's okay. If you don't understand business in general, and you never opened up a storefront, you never put a business plan together, you never got funding, you never had to create policies and procedures like I have, then everything to you is a scam. Even your insurance becomes a scam, because that's something you don't understand the inner works of it. But I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid of taking risks and going out there and starting something from scratch. I have a friend of mine, I went to school, and he's one of the top thinkers in our school, in our class. Brilliant gentleman. Wanted to start up a startup business. I'm not going to tell you his book. I mean, you got to read his book to understand. But he started a startup company, and it didn't go the way they wanted. They had everything in place, but it wasn't enough to get it across the river, if that makes sense, okay? That happens in life. Sometimes you can have the best idea in the world, and somebody would think you're crazy. Like, okay, banking. Let's combine from traditional banking to digital banking. Let's make all banking digital, and let's combine that with like something with Amazon. Isn't that crazy? Does that make sense? Of course not. But it's brilliant. Nobody ever thought about it before. But guess what? Somebody did. Somebody put a business plan together. Somebody put policies and procedures together and went to work with it. Now, here's the risk part. We don't know how it's going to be accepted. Let's say, and they want to say, and part of the plan, risk part is saying, let's connect all these different community banks and make them part of us. We provide the clients to them. We'll provide a customer base, and if they give us the volume, and what they do is cut us a check from the what you call that thing, transaction fees. Okay, I've been in banking. I took blockchain essential. Went to school. Got trained by people from MIT. I graduated from Cornell University. So I know what I'm talking about. So let's say this idea takes off. Like Facebook, like I'm talking on Facebook. Right now I'm doing live streams on Facebook. People back in the 90s would say, you're a liar, you're crazy if you think you could do a televised live stream on the computer, on the internet. Fast forward 2024, we've been doing it for over 10 years. Fast forward, live stream is real. This thing about 10 years ago, let's go back a little further. Let's take a little further. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm wearing this shirt right here. This was just an idea, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody put it together as a joke. Now it's one of the top currencies around the world. It got so big that even the federal government is into it. It got so big that even the what's the name of that? The International Monetary Fund. Anybody ever heard of the International Monetary Fund? Come on, anybody? Anybody ever heard of the International Monetary Fund? Come on, they're talking about it on the news all the time. Where the okay, we got some fighter jets ahead. F-16s. Air Force. Yes, I served in Air Force too. Gotta love it. Anyway, prime beef, baby. But anyway, this idea that was put together, I almost lost my chain of thought, was done at great risk. People didn't believe. Some investors may say, nah. And if you don't have any investors, it's not going to go anywhere. If you get one investor, it has the potential to do great things. Mark Zuckerberg invited 5 people while he was in college, didn't graduate from college, and became a billionaire, okay? 200 billion. Helped other people do the same thing. The people that joined him out of the 5 people he invited are billionaires now. Bill Gates invited a few people, only a few people got involved, they're billionaires. He's a billionaire. Steve Jobs invited a few people to come to his garage, they're billionaires. So I'm here to tell you guys, no matter how ridiculous the ideal may be, what you consider ridiculous today could be the norm tomorrow. Can I get a witness? What you think is crazy today could be the thing that's going to take people from broke to billionaireship. Just think, I was in the military. I see military change every day. Some of you have served and seen the transition. You know, I was used to accustomed to air-land battle. Then I came back in, it's like, what is this combat team? Are you nuts? That's not going to work. It has to be division. It got to be heavy infantry, heavy armor. That's it. Not this light infantry. Maybe for airborne ops. But light infantry, are you crazy? The idea took off. Then you got a combination. And I always believed, because I was all Army. I was all Army back in the day. It's like, it will never work. Joint task force, joint command will never work. We are too different. Army, Navy, Air Force, we can never get along. Yeah, Lord and behold, we got a base that is a joint base. I would never dream Fort Adams, or it used to be Fort Lee, would be a joint command. I would never dream that airmen would be on what was called Fort Lee. I'm still old school, so please forgive me for that. I would never dream Marines would be there, or Navy personnel. I was at Shepherd Air Force Base, okay, as an airman. There were Army engineer students in there. We have Army, and we have Navy there, Navy Seabees, because it was engineers, it was medical, it was a school, it was a joint base, other than the part where the airmen take off and the pilots take off and do their thing. But other than that, that was a joint base. What used to be Pope Air Force Base is now part of Fort Liberty. I would never dream that Pope Air Force Base would be gone. It's still utilized, but it's not as much as it used to be. So what I'm here to tell you, what I'm saying, what is Reverend Arnold saying? The business owner saying, be open to opportunities, guys. Be open to change. Those who take advantage of opportunity soars. Those who don't get left behind. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of folks got left behind and can't make up. A lot of them will have ideas and great ideas that never take the next step. Their ideas and dreams are in the grave. They're in the grave because it never took off. Or you may have an idea, a dream, a book. Some of you got books in your head. Some of you got some great stories. Some of you got some great ideas. Some of you got some background that's phenomenal, and all you have to do is tap into it and market that thing and build a business out of it. And a lot of you don't move from, hey, I got this great idea, to document, policy, procedure, put a worksheet, let's present it to a few people and see what they like about it, and let's make a company out of this thing. And a lot of it is buried out in the grave. They took it to the grave with them because they never thought that anybody would be interested in those ideas. So I'm here to tell you guys, don't miss out on opportunities and ideas. I don't care how ridiculous it sounds. I don't care how ridiculous it may look. Try it out. If it worked, great. If it don't, I mean, look at, here's another example. Here's another example, ladies and gentlemen. Look at, not just Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. Elon Musk had an opportunity to bring electric cars to the mass. Now, electric cars it's not a new concept. Electric cars, the first cars was electric. Electric, other than steam vehicles. But electric cars that was really introduced was, back in the 1910s, was electric. And that was a concept. Unfortunately, the oil tycoons wanted the oil industry to grow, so they had engines. They focused on engines instead of developing the electrical portion, motors, and made sure longevity of the batteries would last long. However, vehicles still being produced later on, like them golf carts and all these other things. That's fine, but the thing is, Elon Musk took an idea that people thought he was wasting his time. Y'all got to read his story. You got to read his biography. People thought he was retarded for doing this. He gonna lose everything. Look, fast forward it now. How much is Tesla's worth? And he named it after Tesla, the inventor of the spontaneous energy idea. The idea. I'm an electronics major, so I can't remember everything, but I can tell you that's what it was. That's where that name comes from. Tesla. It's not a new concept, but he took it and marketed it and had some investors. The investors invested in it, and it's big now. Okay? They're like anything else. They have some flaws here and there, but it's big now. But guess what? His competition doing. Wow, this man's making billions of dollars. Porsche took a look at it. BMW took a look at it. Ford Motors took a look at it. It got the attention of General Motors took a look at it. Toyota took a look at it. Lexus took a look at it. All these automotives around the world, Volkswagen, are now making electric cars based on that model that is legally can do, off because Tesla took off. So they wanted to get that electric car market as well. And lithium batteries, the lithium material that comes from Africa, have soared. That material is in high demand, so you could hardly find it. They find some lithiums that you can get in Afghanistan now, but Afghanistan, with the right amount of investment and the right amount of leadership, can be a great country because now lithium is in demand. You follow what I'm saying? You can't find too much lithium material. That's why it's so expensive. And you replace a battery in a Tesla will cost you almost $30,000. So that's something you want to take in consideration. But they're back to what I want to share with you. Don't miss out on opportunities. I look at some opportunities, and I'm gonna tell you something. Opportunities do struggles, because I went through it. Every company that's had a startup have some hiccups. Sometimes they had to rebrand. Sometimes they had to change the name just to make it work. Sometimes they had to disown some leadership that may have some vile history. All right? Look at Germany, BMW. BMW, they didn't change the name, but it has a vile history. It was used in World War II. They were making BMW trucks, pickup trucks, utility trucks, like the Deuce and Half, like the Deuce and Half, American Deuce and Half, and the 5-ton trucks. Well, the Deuce and Half, they had their own type of Deuce and Half, but it was made by BMW. Okay, the Messerschmitt or the Tiger tank that we fought in World War II was made from Porsche. Okay, some of the stuff companies that we know, like if you look up in history, a lot of your Fortune 200, 500 company, you'll find some terrible history behind it. Exactly. We could have had the innovation sooner, right? That's right, Chris. Not every company that we look at the norm were good companies in the past. Coca-Cola was selling medicine and had cocaine in it. You had to do the public information. So I say that. I say that to say this. Don't judge a book because of its past, okay? Don't condemn it. If it's got innovation in it, it looks like it has the potential to grow. Don't be also narrow-minded on some negativity that may be on Facebook. I'm telling you, if Facebook, if YouTube and all this other search engine was around back in the 30s, 40s, 20s, a lot of stuff would never got taken off. This country would be a third world country because innovation wouldn't be born. Because people would be so scared up to even, I mean, Henry Ford would even have a chance because investors, they would look at him as a fraud. And Ford Motors would never got off the ground. Lincoln, and if Ford didn't get off the ground, Lincoln would die. The Lincoln Town Car portion, Lincoln was never part of Ford at first. Lincoln was an own division by itself, own automaker. But they said they ran into some financial trouble. Ford bought them on a nickel per dollar. For every nickel he buy, $1. They got screwed. You got to know the history of things. That's why I study history. But I'm here to tell you guys, companies that come up, that start up, and they have some struggle doesn't mean it's a bad company. All you have to do is give it a shot. If the plan looks good and the potential looks good, I don't care if Genghis Khan was vice president and he left. I don't care if, I'm going to say it, Notre Dame was president. I don't care if Mao Zedong, who killed over 100 million Chinese. I don't care if it's Adolf Hitler. If the product's good, I can get this investment, get a return on my investment. That's all I care about. I don't care about history, the past. Those people are dead. They're dead. They can't come back and haunt you. Doesn't mean you can't do business. I mean, Germany, Deutschland, Germany is one of the top economies in Europe. And because of the history, nobody should be doing business with them then. So I say that. With this thing I'm doing, I had to go from green to gold. They had to change and rebrand. And it's a whole different company. And it's doing great things. And I'm seeing results. They have figured it out to merge banking where you get rewards. It's totally online. And guess what? They give it back to the people. It's called impact. You're making a social impact around the world, around the community. The focus is global. It's going to be just as big as this. And I'm already in it. What'd you say, Chris? They said Oprah was never fit for TV. That's so true, Chris. She would never be fit for television. That's what it said. Fast forward, she's over $20 billion. She got a $2 million, 20, I forgot how much her house is worth, but she got a huge estate. She got her arms in all sorts of marketing companies that she helped develop and grow. They thought she couldn't do. The thing is, you don't allow other people's opinion to determine your growth. You don't allow other people's opinions of you determine your future. And they think that you say, hey, I got this great idea, I'm going for it. Do it. Or you're going to partner with a group of guys who are going to say, we're going to take water out of the air. All right? Take water out of the air, and that way people don't have to worry about thirst. Did you know that technology actually exists now? How in the world are you going to take water in the out of the air from a desert and make it drinkable? There is a process there's a machine that can do it now. Walt Disney got fired from. Yeah, he had. Disney did get fired from newspaper saying he was he lacked creativity. Chris, you know your stories, man. Yeah, that's true. The founder of Walt Disney was fired because he had no creativity as a journalist and in newspaper. He had no creativity. But look and behold, we got Mickey Mouse, we got movies, we got business. Disney or Walt Disney is a $1 billion company. So they thought Colonel Sanders was nuts too, walking around about this idea about a pot that can make some great chicken. They saw the McDonald's brothers were nuts when they were making burgers on a consistent basis on a certain amount on a consistent on duplication. Guys, When somebody come with an idea like that, that's duplicatable, you want to jump in. Why? It's cheap. You want to jump in why it's cheap. Because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And I'm here to tell you, I found something. Y'all should have jumped. You should jump on it. You should jump on it. You should get with me about it. Because I can't promise you it's going to be around for everybody in the near future. It's just like a company, I can't remember the name of the company, but it was network marketing one time. It grew and it closed the door. Now you can say if you want to end, you become an employee or you buy stocks. That's it. You ever remember the company called Uber? Did you know the guy who created Uber was online to go to prison for tax fraud? But yet people still invested with him. People still partner with him. And he was able to raise $1.4 million to start Uber in France. Then did a test market in California. And fast forward, Uber is worth $200 billion. I mean, with somebody who don't pay their taxes well and got to go to jail, did that seem like a pretty good partnership that you partner with him, regardless of his past? He got it straight. He got it straight. Should he step down from CEO because of that? No. Because he's one way or another. Uber's everywhere now. You know, Elon Musk is doing pretty well. Everybody thought he was crazy for buying Twitter. He changed it to X. He changed the name, restructured the whole plan, restructured the compensation plan, restructured it for the consumer, changed it to X. And it's doing all these folks talking about, I'm going to leave Twitter if Elon Musk become the CEO. They're still there. They never left. They're back on Twitter. So, what did I mean when I say all this? I said all that to say this. People thought the stuff I got in is junk. Right? This company's about to become a billion-dollar company. And you laugh at me? But watch what happens in about a year from now. I'm not going to live in the same neighborhood. I may not be in the same state. And you may not be able to catch up with me. Because I'm going to be moving forward. I would love as many of you to join in with me. Family, friends, close friends. Great. If not, fine. Thanks for listening. But I don't need you. I'm locked in. As of January 31st. My wife locked in. Every partner that trusted us, they locked in. So, here's your second chance. You got the door open. Come in where you fit in. Don't ask me what it's all about. Don't worry, you'll learn. You'll learn. When you raised your right hand, you didn't know what it's all about. When you signed these contracts, you didn't know what it's all about. Half of y'all didn't even read your contracts real thoroughly. I do. Get with me to find out what I'm talking about. It's going to change your life. You're going to save some money, though, along with it. I just looked at my account. Now, in digital currency wise, I went from nothing just to use to be able to purchase nice stuff like this $50 cup for nothing. I ain't paid nothing for this thing except for shipping. $50 cup. This cooler, right? This thermal. You can put hot stuff in it. I got a whole bunch of stuff. High-end stuff for little or nothing. This ain't no junk. I had over $11,000 in American dollar, not euros, not yens, not any other currency. But it's digital. You want to know more about it? You ask. Asking it shall be given you. Seeking you shall find. Knocking it shall be opened unto you. Ask not, you get not. Because you ask not, you seek, you get not. That's the way it is. That's how it works. Hey, Doc, how you doing? But I'm here to tell you guys, we're changing lives. I'm looking for a few good, I'm looking for a few good partners, men and women. And the clock is ticking. And I'm looking to talk to 100 people right off the bat. Then we get together, I'll explain then. I'm not going to explain now. But I'm here to tell you, I went from green to orange. And that's just how it is. I already gave you a history about Philip Morris. I already gave you a history of Equinol, which used to be Hercules. I already gave you a history of a lot of my units. I used to serve on active duty. I served in the reserve. They reorganized. They changed the name of the unit. Not the unit division itself, but maybe the latter part of the name of the division has been changed. The structure's been changed. It's been reduced. And some of the inner workings of each unit has been changed. That's how it works, guys. People, nothing stays the same. If you go back 50 years, you'll find it's a whole different company. So please stop the Googling, stop the madness, and focus on business. I don't care if Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler, and Mao Zedong, and Joseph Stalin is still on the seat. If they got a company that's going to grow, I'm going to sign up for it. That's just how I am. I'm about the business. And if you can't take care of your own, you're worse than an infidel anyway. You got to feed your family. And a lot of y'all working for companies that just bad, very bad for humanity. But I don't fuss about that. I say go ahead and put in the opportunity, put in for the job. Show them your resume. Go for it. Try to do 20 years. Make sure your 401s, make sure all your investments are straight so you can retire very well. I'm looking to retire super well. I'm already retired. I don't need the money. But I want to help more people get where they need to be. Yeah, and I'm going to, of course, I'm going to grow because I'm trying to build an inheritance for my children's children. That's what the Bible tells us to do. $10 an hour, $20 an hour is not going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to leave that with y'all. I just want to chit-chat and holler at y'all from one brother to another, talking to you directly about opportunities that you're going to miss. There's opportunities out there. Take advantage of it. Be faithful while you're working the opportunity. Okay? I don't care what it is. Be faithful over a few things so the Lord, and I'm talking, and as a Christian, will make you rulers over many things. I just want to encourage you with that. Anybody have anything you want to share? Chris, you got anything you want to share before I chime off? I'm out here sitting on my porch nice and warm today, and I'm enjoying myself. Hey, Dr. Blow, you have anything you want to share? I see some of my neighbors pulling in. It's all good. Anyway, guys, this is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode, signing off. You all have a great day. Be great to each other. Take opportunity by the horn and run with it. I don't care what it is. Just don't quit. And don't be so closed-minded that you miss out. All right? God bless you. This is Beast Mode out. Amen. That's right, because it will close.